All right, good morning, everyone. Man, I'm one ugly dude. I've switched over to my camera. I looked, I was like, ugh, disgusting. But anyway, good morning, everyone. How you doing? Ugh, I'm gonna ungunk myself here. What's up? Welcome to the pre-stream. Welcome to Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of November, 2021, and I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here to my full day of gameplay streaming, which should be awesome. Today, after a not necessarily a surprise day yesterday, we all heard the strong rumors that over the weekend there would be Halo Infinite multiplayer dropping on Monday. It kind of got spoiled for most people. But after that happening and taking all precedence yesterday, and by the way, Halo Infinite multiplayer is so good, I played it all day long. 4.5 hours of gameplay that you can check out on DSPGaming right now. Really like it. Really digging it. It's great graphics, great effects, gameplay that feels like a hybrid between classic Halo and new stuff. A ton of new guns. And unlike some other games, it seems like both when you're playing the standard 4v4 maps or the ginormous 12v12 maps of Big Team Battle, the game works. Doesn't feel like one is meant to be the main feature while another is a sideshow. It all just kind of works, okay? So I had a ton of fun playing this yesterday, and that was all well and good, but today we got to get back to the main games so that we can make progress and keep going with all the stuff that I've been doing recently, okay? Now, I am not going to beat around the bush here. I'm going to tell you right up front. The shocking surprise release of the Halo Infinite multiplayer is definitely going to change my schedules moving forward for streaming. Originally, the plan was thus. Balance out Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Guardians of the Galaxy as the main gameplay stream during the day. Balance Lost Judgment and Forza Horizon 5 as the streams at night. And alternate between for a while until new releases came out. In particular, the new releases that are coming out are both on Friday. It was either Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl or, I don't know, like Bling Bling Platinum or whatever the hell it's called. So one of those I was going to play on Friday. And then also Battlefield 2042 comes out on Friday. But a couple things have been going on. First of all, as you've seen, people really have taken to GTA, as I knew would happen. I 100% knew. When I started playing Grand Theft Auto, people were going to want to see it constantly. People were going to be all about it. The streams were going to have good attendance and support. I knew it. It always happens with GTA. Okay? So, number one, that's huge. That people want GTA all the time. I can't give it to you every single stream. I can't. But at the very same time, I understand that people want more of GTA than pretty much anything else right now. So I got to do my best to try to balance the streams properly. But in addition, the surprise drop of Halo kind of trumps Battlefield's release on Friday. I have to think the people who made Battlefield actually literally shat their pants yesterday when they saw the incredibly positive reception the internet had to Halo Infinite. They probably were like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, we were hoping with the utter failure of Call of Duty Vanguard selling some 40% less in 2021 than it usually annually does. This is our year. But you remember what happened. Battlefield originally was supposed to come out before Call of Duty, and they delayed their game a few weeks. And I said at that time, I said, man, this could be a horrible decision. They could be shooting themselves in the foot, and here's why. It's all about timing in the gaming industry. If you have one company that puts out their game before the other and beats them to the punch, people who are fiending for a new first-person shooter are likely going to go to the game that came out first. And if everyone spends their money on the game that came out first, how many people are now going to say, oh, I just bought a first-person shooter. Let me buy another first-person shooter 2 weeks later, right? Not a lot of people. A lot of people are just going to pick and choose which first-person shooter am I going to buy and play, okay? Now, things didn't really work out the way that I thought they would. I thought maybe Vanguard would sell well because Battlefield got delayed. Actually, it's a completely different scenario. Vanguard sold poorly compared to the usual annual sales, but now that Halo Infinite has dropped, anyone who has a PC and anyone who has an Xbox console is currently playing Halo Infinite. That is a giant installed gamer base right there. Giant. The only people who aren't playing Halo Infinite right now are people who just don't like Halo or first-person shooters, or people who only have a PlayStation. Is that an audience? Yes, absolutely, that's an audience. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I almost feel like what's going to happen is Battlefield will sell, but Battlefield is not going to sell nearly as well as they had hoped because only people who have PlayStations are going to buy it. Everyone else is going to be busy playing Halo Infinite. It's great. It's seriously good. So that being said, come this Friday, all right, am I playing Battlefield 2042? No. I'm not. I'm not playing Battlefield on Friday. Why? Because why would I? I have Halo Infinite. It's great. I want to play it, and I know this week I'm probably not even going to have an opportunity to play it till the weekend because I'm now booked. I'm backlogged with the stuff I was supposed to be doing, that I didn't do yesterday. So because of that, I'm not playing Battlefield, all right? What we're going to do this week, we're going to focus in on progress in GTA. We're going to keep the night streams as is for now. We're going to have my day off on Thursday. I'm not going to be here, okay? And I'm going to come back this weekend, and we're going to have a good variety when it comes to the night streams because we're going to have Halo now thrown into the mix. Now, in addition, I do need to get back to Guardians. I know I haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy in a while. Admittedly, now, I hate to say it, Guardians is kind of getting brushed under the rug, reason being, I knew this would happen. Again, I start playing GTA, everyone keeps asking me for GTA. Now, the good news is Guardians of the Galaxy is not a super long game. It's between 15 to 20 hours long, and at this point, I'm 9 hours in. So maybe another 2 streams, maybe 3 tops, and I'll beat it. But right now, like, no one wants Guardians, and I mean it. Like, seriously, right now, in chat, honest question. Would you rather see Grand Theft Auto, or would you rather see Guardians of the Galaxy? Press 1 for Grand Theft Auto. Press 2 for Guardians of the Galaxy. Which would you prefer to see? So I'm sure this is going to, 30 seconds or so, the answers will start rolling in. Okay? But you see the point I'm making here is even though Guardians of the Galaxy is actually a really good game and I'm enjoying it, this is what happens. I knew it. Look at this. The vast majority of people are typing 1. There's some people who are typing 2, but most people are actually typing 1. And I knew this would happen. I knew it. So I'm liking Guardians. I want to play Guardians. I do. I want to continue it. I'm not dropping the game. But right now, everyone's fiending for GTA, and I hear you. So, that being said, does it make sense when I don't even have enough time to play the games that I'm playing, and I'm kind of a little bit backlogged on the games I'm playing, to start playing new games? Especially in the case of Pokemon, which is a remake. I could play it at any time. I could play it on Friday. I could play it a month from Friday. I could play it in 5 years. It's the same game. It's already been out forever. It's not going to change, you see? So there's no rush, I feel. So, yeah, Halo Infinite literally threw a monkey wrench into my scheduling plans for my streams. I know we have news to talk about, but let me just go through. I know usually we do news first. Let's go through the schedule so you guys know what to expect for this coming week so it makes sense. And then we'll get to the other stuff, okay? Because, by the way, we got a lot to talk about. We do. We have a lot to talk about. This morning, the Game Awards announced their Game of the Year nominees. There's news out of Activision. And people are somewhat upset with Halo Infinite as well, which I'd like to talk about. We have 3 news stories to talk about this morning. But let's talk my schedule first, okay? So, today, GTA San Andreas continuing on. Today, we're in San Fierro. And that means we do the 0 missions today. These are the infamously difficult missions where you have to pilot a drone plane around the city. If I remember correctly, you're dropping bombs on vans and doing all kinds of zany stuff. They're infamously known to be very difficult, but this is the definitive edition remake trilogy. So the question is, did they redo these missions with better controls and make them a lot easier? Everything else in the game has been easier. Not to say that there haven't been missions that were difficult. There absolutely have been. But most of the stuff in the game up to this point has been much of a cakewalk compared to the original game on PS2. Okay? So, let's see today what happens. It should be a very entertaining stream. In addition to that, today I'm going to be using my brand new Hori 3D wireless headphones, also called neck phones, live on the stream. And actually, one thing that I wanted to do, 3D surround gaming neck set is what it's actually called. See that? I want to rotate these around because it makes sense to have the box for the headset for the Microsoft console on top of the Microsoft box, right? And it makes sense to have the amiibo in front of the box for the Nintendo console. So once again, we have another addition to the decorations that I have on my stream. It just keeps growing and growing. By the end of 2022, there will be entire towers of crap behind me. Giant towers, right? So anyway, yeah, today I'll be using that neck set in GTA. This will be a great test. Yesterday I used it all day for Halo. People said it did not at all hinder the gameplay. People thought they didn't hear anything. So that's excellent. All day I'm using it in a first-person shooter, and no one's saying they heard an echo. It didn't bother anyone. We did perform a test of this neck set yesterday in GTA, and the same thing, people said they didn't really hear nothing. So this could end up being one of the best peripherals I've ever purchased. In addition, I just want to say thank you to the person who donated Amazon credits to me over the summer. There was actually a person who gave me a pretty decently sized Amazon gift card. This paid for this. It paid for a bunch of the hats that I added to the rotation. It actually paid for a few games because I bought like PlayStation Network credits and stuff. So this person with the Amazon gift card they gave me ended up significantly aiding the streams. And I really want you to understand how much I appreciate that. Again, the person didn't want to shout out or nothing because they don't want to get exposed and harassed online for supporting the streams. But stuff like that helps a ton. A ton. So this is awesome. And thank you again to that person. I cannot wait to start using those on every single stream. Because guess what? Now that I'm using the neck phones, every single hat can be worn on every single stream. No longer are we going to say, oh, we can only wear the fake hair hat or the camo hat because I'm wearing headphones. No, now the cowboy hat, the military hat, everything's eligible. And now we actually have the opportunity to wear more hats or get more hats. You know, Christmas is coming up. We have a Christmas hat goal, right? Oh, we hit $100, but put on a Christmas hat because I do have like 2 Christmas-themed hats that we can put into the rotation. So that's pretty awesome. But Orange Cat says, how is the battery life? I don't know. Admittedly, I don't know. Reason being, when I got them yesterday, I actually plugged them in to charge them while I was using them because I didn't know how long it would last. I did use it on the night stream and didn't run out. Today we'll test it. Now I charged them overnight and now they're unplugged. Today we'll test it. I'll try to use it for the entire GTA stream and let's see if they last the whole stream because I don't know how long the battery life is. We'll find out. Okay? Okay, awesome. Awesome. So here's the thing. Gut says, I wonder how they'll work on PS5. Pretty much the same. The only difference is on PS5, I can't plug the neck phones into the controller. I have to plug them into this. This is exactly how I use my current headphones, the 3D Pulse headset. This is how I've used it for a year. I need to have a separate receiver unit plugged in and working, because if I don't, you can't get dual audio out of the PS5. I have this plugged into my television for audio out, and then this does kind of fake surround. And what I mean by that is it's not real surround sound. It tries to do a simulated surround sound. It's not very good, especially for like games where you really need to hear behind you. You can't hear it. It really just sounds like a little bit of directional stereo sound, but it's definitely not true surround sound. So, that being said, it will work with PS5, just not nearly as good as it's going to work with the Xbox Series X, because Xbox Series X, you plug it into your controller, you get real surround sound. Okay? Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, today's an exciting day. We continue with GTA. I get to try the neck phones for the first time, and we'll see how it works. I hope it works well, okay? Also, any hat is eligible today on the stream, which is awesome. Okay, later tonight, the late stream, Lost Judgment. Continuing on, Last time around, we did pretty much all side content. We finished the entire first leg of the biker gang drama. We did some cat missions to try to unlock some stuff to get the cards for the VR games so that we get infinite money. We did another side mission with a game developer who looked like Hideo Kojima and was supposed to be a homage to him. So we've got a lot to do. I don't know if we're going to go back to the main story tonight or if we'll just do more side content. We'll see. Okay? What's for dinner tonight? We are having, they call it skinny chicken Alfredo pasta. Meaning, unlike putting in heavy cream and cheese, you put in lighter ingredients. But it's basically like an Alfredo. Now, my wife likes to put Cajun seasoning in it. So it's like a Cajun chicken pasta that's lighter and not as fatty, but has some good stuff like green onions and red peppers and all kinds of stuff in it. That's what we're having for dinner. Oh, and wheat pasta. Wheat linguine. I don't know why you're asking me that on the pre-stream. Okay, so that's today's streams. Now, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is my last streaming day of the week, guys. So here's the deal for tomorrow, okay? We could do more GTA, which I'm totally okay with, and looking at the pattern, it looks like you guys are probably going to want it. Or we could do Guardians, all right? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I need today and tomorrow to be good days when it comes to contributions. I just need it. If they're slow days, I'm not going to have funds for my day off on Thursday. On Thursday in particular, I have to do grocery shopping, pet supplies, we're getting haircuts, and we're starting to buy stuff for our Thanksgiving meal. Like, I was talking to Kat about this. I was like, you know, some stuff we should get ahead of time. Like, we should get stuffing, canned cranberry sauce, and stuff like that ahead of time. Because if we wait till last minute next week, the day before Thanksgiving, which is our next day off, it's going to be a madhouse at the grocery store. So we should just get it now. All right? So with all this stuff, I basically need today and tomorrow, just being honest, to be good days for contributions. If they're slow days, I'm not going to have much to spend on our day off. And now what do I do? Especially for the necessities that we need. It's not going to be good. So, I'm kind of weighing in my head, gee, what would bring more people to the streams and be more supportive? Likely it would be GTA. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we should do GTA 2 days in a row. Unless I can get buy-in from the viewers say, oh yeah, we'll definitely show up and attend and support the Guardian stream. But I'm honestly a little nervous about that. Because I played Guardians the other day, and the attendance was actually low, and so was the support. And I was like, why? I'd played this game twice before, and the attendance was high, and everyone liked it. And as soon as I start playing GTA, all the interest goes right out the window. I knew it. I knew this would happen. It happens every time. Every time I've ever played GTA, it ends up trumping everything else I'm doing. So, all that being said, my friends, tomorrow might be GTA or might be Guardians. Let's talk about it today. Let's see, we'll come to a consensus today what you guys want to do. I'm okay with either. Like, both games are fun to me. I don't want Guardians to go unplayed forever, but the thing is, I know 2-3 streams we're done with it. It's not a super long game. So I'm okay with whatever tomorrow. I just hope that I can get buy-in from you guys, and you guys will attend to help. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow night will be Forza Horizon 5, the late night stream. And then I'm off on Thursday. Okay? Now, when I return on Friday, it would have been a double new release day, but honestly, I don't think I should start Pokemon now. I just don't think it makes sense to start up a new game right now with all the games I'm juggling. And I don't think I'm playing Battlefield because I don't want to drop $70 on a game that, number one, people have reported is not very good who've played the early access to it. They're basically saying it's exactly the same as what we played in the beta a month ago. It's a little bit buggy, wonky, doesn't feel refined, doesn't have enough unlockables, just doesn't have a lot going on for it. It ends up feeling kind of boring after you play it for a little bit. Okay? Plus, Halo Infinite dropped. Halo Infinite is outstanding. If I'm going to play a first-person shooter, right now I want to play Halo Infinite. Like, right now I want to play it. I'm craving it, you see? So, I don't think I'm buying Battlefield. I think we're going to skip it. And if long-term people are like, wow, you made a terrible mistake, Phil. You skipped Battlefield again. Second Battlefield outing you skipped, and now you're missing out on one of the best games of the year. That's a different story. Then I could always go back and get it and try it. But at this point, I just don't feel like it makes any sense to buy this game and play it when I got Halo Infinite to play. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. So Friday, likely whatever I do tomorrow, I will do the opposite on Friday. So tomorrow if we play Guardians, then it'll be Grand Theft Auto on Friday. Tomorrow if we play Grand Theft Auto, then it'll be Guardians on Friday. okay? And Friday night is my weekly late night throwback Street Fighter session. That's not going to change. That's going to be on Friday night. Then on Saturday, whatever we didn't play on Friday, we play on Saturday. So if it was Guardians, it's GTA, etc., okay? Now, Saturday night, I'm probably going to want to play some more Halo. I'm going to be craving it by that point. So probably Saturday night will be my first late night Halo session, 2 hours of multiplayer fun. And then what I'll do for this coming week, I'm going to alternate between GTA and Guardians. And likely, I'll be honest with you, probably beat Guardians. Because Guardians only has 2-3 streams left. I'll probably complete Guardians within this next coming week, which is good. Okay? And the night streams will be Halo, Lost Judgment, Forza, Halo, Lost Judgment, etc. Now, this coming week, my day off is Wednesday. Alright? I'm going to be streaming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm off on Wednesday. Wednesday's the day before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's a national holiday here in the United States. I need that day off. I'm going to be doing my final shopping and preparing for Thanksgiving and all of that. So that's the schedule for that coming week. Now, Thanksgiving Day. Usually I do something special on Thanksgiving Day. Some years I do a podcast. Some years I do gameplay. This year I want to do gameplay. I don't want to just gab for 3-4 hours. I want to play games with you guys. The question is, what do you guys want to see on Thanksgiving Day? Do you want to see a 3 to 4 hour stream of Grand Theft Auto? Do you want to see maybe a big session of Halo multiplayer? You know, whatever you guys want, I will do on Thanksgiving Day, and it'll be a Thanksgiving Day special stream, but only one. Only one stream on Thanksgiving, and here's why. Thanksgiving night, I'll be spending time with my wife. We'll be having a big Thanksgiving dinner together, as we usually do. Multiple courses. I'm sure you guys are going to have questions over the coming week. What are we doing for Thanksgiving? We don't know yet. We're actually going to start getting stuff tomorrow, or excuse me, Thursday. And then whatever we don't get, we're going to get that Wednesday before. So we don't exactly know what we're doing for Thanksgiving yet, but we'll know soon. Okay? So, we're going to be having that nice Thanksgiving celebration that night. And then, the thing that's very special about Thanksgiving, that's the day when we decorate for Christmas. So on Thanksgiving, all right, we'll be setting up decorations in the office here. So come back on Friday, Black Friday, all right? There will be Christmas decorations. There will also be Christmas-themed animations here on the stream, starting then and running all month through all of December into January, okay? So festive fun starts on Black Friday. All right, I hope you guys are excited for that. I'm definitely excited for that. Trying to think of anything else that's going to change that day. Not really. I think just the animations will be changed and decorations in the office, right? So, okay. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting. Oh, by the way, I should mention this. On Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, my schedule is going to be a little weird. Reason being, Kat has to work that day. But I seriously don't want her driving and parking that day because it's Black Friday. For those who don't know, last year there was no Black Friday in America. Last year, because of COVID, most places had limited hours and or were closed. So kind of Black Friday didn't exist in America last year. This year, it's like Black Friday times a million because no one has restrictions anymore. This year is going to be the most insane Black Friday in like a decade. Everyone's going to go out and shop and be fucking stupid. Okay? So, I don't want Kat out there driving around that day. So I already told her, I said, you tell me your schedule. I'll take you to work. I'll pick you up from work. That way you don't have to deal with these assholes and finding a parking spot and all that shit. I don't even want our car in the fucking parking lot on Black Friday. So, you know, idiots will break into cars and fucking hit your car and shit. Stupid. So, once we get that down, once we figure that out, all right, what her schedule is for Black Friday, I'm going to not be on stream at certain times. I think she said she's going to work like afternoon is when she starts her shift, and then she gets out late or something like that. So likely what will happen is I'll start up a stream, maybe do a pre-stream and a little bit of gameplay, but then I'm going to have to go on an extended break to take her to work. And then when I come back, we'll have an extended stream to make up for the fact that there was a big break. And then that night, pick her up. I think she says she's not getting out till late that night. So actually, I should be able to do my late stream on Black Friday, no problem. And then when it ends, go pick her up from work, and that shouldn't affect anything. It should just be like that main day's time stream. There's going to be one like extended break for me to take her to work and come back, and then I'll do like a major stream with no issues, okay? All right, hold on. My nose is bothering me. I got to blow my nose quick. I don't know what's going on. It's bothering me a lot. That's a little better. Okay. So, let's summarize. For the next week, I'm not playing any new releases. There's just no point. I'm in the midst of so many new games already that the playthroughs are ongoing. I don't see a reason to start playing new games, and in particular, the new games that are coming out in Battlefield, which I already have Halo Infinite to play. Pokemon, I'm already playing so many games, and Pokemon's a remake, so it doesn't really need to be played right away. I'm holding off on playing any new games in the next week. The day streams will be a balance between GTA and Guardians until Guardians finishes. The night streams will be a balance between Lost Judgment, Forza, and Halo, with the exception of Friday night being Street Fighter. That's the plan for now. Once some of these games start wrapping up, in particular, we know Guardians is going to end first. Once we start finishing these playthroughs, then we can determine, oh, okay, this is the day that we're going to be doing, the new playthrough, start Pokemon or whatever. Okay? And by the way, when we do finish Guardians, I'm going to let you guys choose what Switch game I play first. The choices will be Metroid Dread or Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. You will get to choose. I'm going to play both games, but you will get to choose the order that I play them. Okay? Because so many people have been upset that last month I didn't play Metroid Dread, and now Metroid Dread is getting some major acclaim as a Game of the Year contender, so I want to play it. So I'm going to let you guys choose. Okay? You guys will choose. Sound good? Okay, good. Sounds good. All right. So that's the deal with the schedule. I wanted to get that out of the way. It's a lot to talk about. Now, guys, real quick, I don't want to talk about contributions all day. All I want to say is this. Thank you so much for your support recently. I really need to have a great day today and tomorrow. I do. When it comes to tips in particular, that's really what I need support with right now. I do. I really need help with tips. If you could support the streams with tips today and tomorrow, I would really appreciate it. That would help me for my day off on Thursday. And I need it right now because we haven't actually had a day where I hit the tips goal in many days. You may not realize this. Yeah, we haven't. Most days we're not even hitting the hat goal. And it's been slow pretty much almost the whole week in that regard. And I haven't said much because overall contributions have been great. I've actually noticed super chats have been like way up this week, which I'm happy about. Helps long term, but right now I need the help for Thursday. So today, if you're going to contribute and support these streams, please tip me if you can. All right? By the way, I figured out this. I figured out how to track this live. Yesterday, YouTube changed everything without saying a word. This is what YouTube does all the time. Oh, we're improving the site. Okay, you took away functionality. How did you improve the site? Yesterday, they changed the entire membership page. It used to be a running total of how many memberships you had. You had to do some math because they didn't have a total. It broke down by levels. Like, you have this many standard supporters, this many super supporters, and this many ultra supporters. And you actually had to add them together. Pretty stupid. So, now, they took that away. Doesn't exist anymore. Now it has, oh, here's what the members you had, but only as of yesterday. I want to know what I have now. I don't care about what I had yesterday, 2 weeks ago. I want to know how many members do I have now. Oh, we don't have that. I'm serious. What you have to do, they have a screen within a screen. You have to click on your members list. Like a list of all members. And when you click on that, it'll open up a menu. And at the bottom of the list of all your members, there's a tally that says, oh, you have like 285 members. They make everything so difficult. You think, what's the number one thing you want to know if you're someone who has a channel on YouTube where your members are important and you're counting them? How many I have? That's the first thing I want to know, how many I have. What's the one thing they don't put on the members page? How many members you have today. Literally. This is the thing with YouTube. The coders are a bunch of eggheads. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. What I mean is they see it from a coding perspective. They see it from like, oh, from a big brain viewpoint. I care about the metrics breakdown for this and that yesterday, and I can see trends. There's graphs and trends. I'm not kidding. This is what the page has. It has trends and shit. But how about the normal person who just wants to know how many members I have today? Oh, we didn't even think of that. You know what they say, book smart versus street smart? It's exactly what it is with YouTube's coders. They're book smart. They're not street smart. They don't actively use the site every day, so they don't actually know what someone who actually is streaming would want on their page. They don't even have an idea. They just toss a bunch of information on there and hope that some of it's useful. So anyway, I figured it out. It's a menu within a menu, and it's not even intentional that you get to see the total members that way, but that's how you see it. So it's great. Thank you guys who become members. We're getting very close to the members goal, and it would be great if we could do this sooner rather than later. We're into the second half of the month now, so it's the final countdown to hit this, okay? But in particular, today and tomorrow, I really need help with tips. It would be tremendous if we could be hitting the tips goals constantly, especially now that I'm wearing this. Any hat is eligible on any stream, right? So it would be absolutely great if we could hit those tips goals. And thank you in advance to anyone who contributes in any way to my streams. But please, if you can, please tip me in the next couple of days. I really need to hit those goals. It's going to help me out tremendously. Thank you. Okay. Gaming news time. First of all, as much as people are absolutely loving Halo Infinite, there's one thing about the game that everyone seems to be at a consensus about that's a big negative. The Battlepass system. So, Halo Infinite is completely free to play as long as you have a PC or an Xbox console. You don't need Game Pass. You don't need anything. It's free. It's 100% free. You can download it and play it right now. And everyone is excited for that. We were told this last year that this would be the case. And everyone was like, wow, that's amazing that Microsoft is doing that. What a great thing to do, to give away the multiplayer of your game. If you want to play the campaign come December, you either need to have Game Pass and you get it for free under there, or you got to buy the game outright, okay? Excuse me. However, yesterday, when this multiplayer launched for free, early, because it wasn't supposed to come out till December, everyone starts playing it. And we realized something. Wow, I'm making progress. Look, I got experience based on these challenges that I'm completing. Oh, look, get a certain amount of kills during a match. Do this feat during a match. First of all, a lot of people have issue with that. A lot of people just like gaining experience in a game from playing it. They don't want to have to complete specialized challenges. A lot of people feel like, oh, I don't feel like I'm playing the real multiplayer of the game if my goal during this multiplayer match was only to try to get this challenge. I could even be a hindrance to my team trying to do it. Admittedly, for me, I played 4.5 hours yesterday. I think I gained like a level and a half in the Battle Pass. So it seems like you will earn these levels naturally by playing the game. But a lot of people are like, oh, I want to get that progress as soon as possible, man. So in order to do that, you really have to do these specialized challenges, which just could be annoying. So number one, people are annoyed by that. Number two, people are annoyed because unless you buy the Battle Pass, you can't get anything from it. And here's what I mean by that. All these unlocks occur. In fact, yesterday I was playing, I hit level 1 of Battle Pass, and it says, you've unlocked a whole new suit for your Spartan. I was like, oh, sweet, let's go equip it. Actually, hold on. Controller's right here. I'm like, it won't work. It won't equip it to the guy. What's going on? Give me an error message. You can't use any of the unlocks in the game unless you buy the Battle Pass. You can see them. You can see what you've unlocked, but you can't use them. Now, there's 2 Battle Passes available in the game. One of them is $10, and that's the base level. And then there's an advanced one where if you spend extra money, you basically get a ton of experience levels for free without earning them. I think the people are saying it's like 25 experience levels if you buy the advanced Battle Pass. One of them is 10. The other one's like, I think like $25 or something like that. So, everyone's looking at this and like, wait, what? You said Halo multiplayer was free. You didn't say the core gameplay elements are free, but if you actually want all the fun of the unlockables and progress, you have to pay. You said the whole multiplayer was free. This feels to us kind of like you're giving us half the product as a trick, because you give away the multiplayer for free, but now you expect us to spend anywhere from $10 to $25 to actually get the content of the battle of the game. You see? So a lot of people are having a lot of issue with this, and they're upset. Like, it kind of feels like we were lied to. A year we were told the multiplayer will fully be free, and now it's out and it's not. You've locked a ton of this stuff behind a paywall. Now, for me, do I care that much about how my Spartan looks and all that shit? No. I don't. I'm not that kind of guy. I never have really cared when I play these multiplayer games Oh, I want to have this fucking dance move. I kill a guy and then I start doing a fucking dance out there, going crazy on the battlefield. Oh yeah, and I fucking sparkles and unicorns and rainbows are shooting out of my ass. And then fucking, yeah, it's the victory. And oh my, I've got the bling outfit, right? I'm platinum fucking Spartan suit and dancing around, disco ball over my head. I don't care about that shit. I've always said I thought that shit was superfluous. How many years have we played Call of Duty with neon guns and they're shooting laser beams and shit? And I'm like, what is this? Like, why is this even in the game? Why? This is obviously for little kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has nothing to do with the core gameplay, but it seems like what they want to do is they want to get microtransactions. And by the way, yeah, you can buy credits for Halo Infinite to unlock shit. It's just as bad as Call of Duty and all these other games have been over the years. You know what I'm saying? So, even though it's free, it seems like it's going for the free-to-play model. Get the base game for free, but you want anything to unlock or any actual progress in the game, you got to pay for it. And that's what people have issue with. So already today, it's only one day that this multiplayer's been out. The game devs already came out on the internet and they're like, well, we're looking into it. We're going to see what we can do. Do I really think they're going to get rid of it entirely? No, I think maybe they'll do a variation, but this is their plan all along. Literally, this was their plan. Give the game for free, but then have everyone be nickel and dime for the progress. It's obvious that's what they were going for. Did you really think they were going to give you the entire fucking game away for free and not make any money? How do they get paid? Obviously, they need to make money on a game. They are making it for the hell of it, right? So anyway, that's number one. People have big issue with that, okay? Number two, Activision continues to be in hot water. Today, there's a new report from the Wall Street Journal that Activision CEO Bobby Kotick actually definitively knew about a lot of the sexual misconduct allegations against his employees internally in the company, and he, over the years, tried to brush it under the rug and hide it. For example, there's a particular guy who was in charge of Call of Duty, or was one of the heads up at Call of Duty, multiple Call of Duties over the years, who apparently got drunk at some kind of a party in 2017 and sexually harassed a woman. The woman complained to HR. HR escalated the claims all the way up the chain. They were actually corroborated that they really happened. This guy was a disgusting lech, essentially. And went all the way up to the highest level where they said, what are we going to do to discipline this guy? Are we going to fire him? Are we going to, penalize him? And Bobby Kotick said, we're going to do nothing. We're just going to tell him to not do it again. And essentially let him off with a slap on the wrist because this guy's in charge of Call of Duty and makes us a ton of money. So that's exactly what they did. Okay? It's exactly what they did. Now, years later, all this came out. The Wall Street Journal contacted this guy who was accused of these things at Activision Blizzard, and he resigned. I think that's a pretty big red flag, don't you? When the Wall Street Journal contacts you to ask you about claims of sexual misconduct that you were accused of and you just resigned from your job? So, seems like Bobby Kotick, who everyone has kind of like said, oh, don't worry, maybe Bobby didn't know about what was going on at the company. He's a nice guy. He deserves the millions upon bajillions of dollars he makes every year. Maybe he's not such a nice guy. Maybe he was part of the problem to begin with. You know, because usually with corporate culture, when you have an entire culture of misconduct, usually it's actually the management who's responsible because he's the head of the company. In reality, he should be responsible anyway, even if he didn't know that there was any of this stuff happening in his company. He's the fucking CEO. What is the job of the CEO? To know what's going on at the company and take care of these issues. What else is he doing? Sitting there with his thumb up his fucking ass all day and taking in millions of dollars? Like, this is the kind of issue this guy is paid to handle, and he completely ignored it and shoved it under the rug to bring in big bucks for the company. Okay? So, it's funny because all these past few months that Activision Blizzard's been accused of all this, there's been this running discussion that maybe it wasn't Bobby Kotick, maybe it was everyone else. But now there's concrete evidence that he also was part of the problem, knew about the problem, and literally hid it. So, will he have negative repercussions? Of course, here's what's going to happen. I'm serious about this too. Here's what will happen. You ready? He'll probably be voted out as CEO. They'll probably say, we have no confidence in this guy now that there's evidence that he did this. He will receive an insanely huge compensation package, and he will leave. Rich. For the rest of his life, it won't matter. None of this will matter to him at all. He will go home rolling in dough. Maybe instead of buying his third yacht, he'll have to settle for just like redoing his second, you know? And maybe he'll have to sell off one of his summer homes. Maybe. But you see what I'm saying? These guys are so ultra rich. They live in another world from us. They don't have daily problems like us. They don't have to think about paying bills. They don't have to think about responsibility. This guy literally can do awful things, and he will be rewarded for them. You think, oh, him getting kicked out as CEO is bad? He's going to roll in dough for the rest of his life. What does he fucking care? You telling me I don't have to work and you're going to give me money to leave? Sure. That's how it works for all these people. So there's no repercussions for this fucker at all. You could prove he probably murdered multiple people at the company. He'd still get away with it. I'm serious. He'd fucking get away with it. He'd still be rich for the rest of his life and have no problems. That's what it is. It's an entire different like existence when you're at the top, ultra rich like that. So, do I expect anything to happen? Yes, I do expect Bobby Kotick to eventually get kicked out of the company. I actually do, but I don't think it's going to affect him in any negative way. Ultimately, who will hurt? The company. The company ultimately will get hurt. The people who work their asses off to put out the games for the company, who've been mistreated all along, those will be the ones who get hurt by this kind of action. Not Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick will get away with it, just like all these fucking people who are ultra rich. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna ban this fucking idiot. I have no idea what he's even talking about. He's talking about nonsense, so fuck off. Okay, the third and final story I want to talk about today. Okay? Third and final story. The Game Awards. It's that time of year again, folks. Yeah, it is. It's that time of year again to start talking about the Game Awards. The Game Awards have announced their nominations. All right? For Game of the Year. And I'm bringing them up right now so we can talk about them. 6 games have been nominated for Game of the Year for the Game Awards. I have to find it. Hold on. Wow, my Twitter is loading super fucking slow. Okay, here it is. 6 games have received Game of the Year award nominations. All right? Here we go. You ready? Here they are. In order. Number 1, Deathloop. Number 2, It Takes Two. Admittedly, I can't really talk about that one. That was a co-op game that did receive tons of praise this year. I didn't play because I don't really play co-op games. So I can't really say a word about that. It could have been outstanding. I have no idea. Number 3, Metroid Dread. I didn't get to play it yet. I hope I can. I hope I can play it sooner rather than later. So I've heard great things. I'm looking forward to playing it. Number 4, Psychonauts 2. Well, game that I played. Most people when I was playing it said they didn't like it. I said I thought it was outstanding. Great writing, great gameplay elements, great graphics. Everything about the game was awesome. And it really didn't get the recognition that it deserved, nor did it get sales. The sales were bad. But I loved it. Okay? Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I don't know. Rift Apart was okay. Like, the graphics were the best thing about it. Really, the graphics were the best thing about Rift Apart. The plot started off good and then fizzled out halfway through. The gameplay elements started off good and fizzled out halfway through. Like, about halfway through the game kind of gets boring. And I find it hard to justify a game like that as a Game of the Year contender. I really do. Because it felt like it was half a game and then they ran out of ideas and ended up not being that good at it in the second half. You see? Exactly, Zebra. It was a technical showcase. It showed what the graphics of the PS5 could do, and that was about it. And then the last game, okay, I'm amazed. I'm blown away. My socks are off. They were blown off my feet. Ladies and gentlemen, they actually nominated Resident Evil Village. Huh? I seriously can't believe it. There's been this running pattern every year that any games that come out in the first few months of the year usually get forgotten by the end. And on top of that, survival horror games like never get the credit that they deserve. Never. It's like because it's a survival horror game, it gets snubbed. Just like with the Oscars for movies, if it's a comedy, it gets snubbed. You never hear a comedy is best movie of the year, right? Why? Why can't a comedy, why does it always have to be a fucking artsy drama that's best movie of the year? Comedies are good. What about an action movie? You ever heard of a great action movie? Those are good. Why can't they ever get serious contention for best movie of the year? It's the same thing with the Game Awards, where it always seems to be it's these drama, artsy games. Well, they actually fucking nominated Resident Evil Village, and I agree. I think that was one of my favorite games of the year for sure. So I'm looking at this list and I'm like, okay, well, personally, out of the 6, I could see Psychonauts 2 and Resident Evil Village as definite Game of the Year contenders. In fact, I agree with that. They're in my top 10 games of the year for sure. Those 2 I agree with. 2 of these games I can't even say because I didn't play Metroid Dread yet. I want to. I'm going to play it as soon as possible. And also, It Takes Two is a co-op game that I just wouldn't be interested. It's not in my wheelhouse, which means it's not in the scope of games that I would play. So likely I could never even really enjoy it or understand it. Okay? And then we've got 2 games that 100% I think should not be there. Ratchet & Clank was kind of meh. And let's be... Deathloop? Deathloop is by far the most overrated, over-reviewed, overly hyped game of the year. It doesn't really do much unique besides the looping aspect and the investigation to figure out the ways to get those assassinations so that you could do them all in one day. But graphically, it ain't great. It's full of bugs, at least it was when I started playing it. The online elements were not great. And on top of all that, it had physics issues. And it just wasn't super entertaining. It felt like it was a mishmash of other games that I've played. It felt like all of the gameplay elements of Prey and Dishonored crashed together with a new premise to make it a new game, but it didn't feel like an original or new game at all. So to me, like, I hear these nominations, like, what? Deathloop. Now, the other interesting thing about this are the games that were not nominated. First of all, a game that everyone was clamoring this year would be a Game of the Year contender, Returnal, got snubbed. I'm shocked at that. I actually thought Returnal would be in there, especially for the amount of critics who seem to love it. I personally didn't, but it's not in there. Okay? In addition to that, another one that got snubbed, Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5, as of today, is the best reviewed game of 2021. And it's not nominated for Game of the Year? What fucking criteria are they using for this? Seriously, I gotta ask a question. I know that they have this fucking selective panel of people who, like, nominate the games, but they're all insiders in the industry. Do you want to know what that means? 2 things. Game developers and gaming journalists. Those are the people who get to nominate the games for Game of the Year. And every once in a while, they'll take consultants and or content creators, although I don't think that they're as prominent in the nominations process. So for me... by the way, I'm not saying Forza Horizon 5 is a flawless game, nor do I feel... I like Forza Horizon 5. I don't even feel Forza Horizon 5 should be Game of the Year. I'm going to be honest with all of you. I like it a lot. I think it's definitely in the discussion, but I feel like it's not that good. Okay? But it's certainly, if it's the best reviewed game of the fucking year, how the hell is it not even in contention for Game of the Year? I'm like... I'm very confused. I'm confused by this list. You couldn't take off Ratchet and Clank and put something else on there? You know what I mean? It Takes Two. The one I can't really talk about is It Takes Two. I kind of feel bad because I wish I knew if it was good or not. Because I can't really say, oh, yeah, that makes sense, or oh, it doesn't. I can't because I don't know anything about it. Deathloop does not deserve to be there. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It's seriously just not a great game. It's good. It's solid. It's a solid, okay game. But once people played Deathloop, no one talked about it ever again. It was like 1 week, everyone talked about it. And the moment that other games came out, that was the end of the discussion. How many people said, wow, I love Deathloop so much, I'm going to go back and replay it multiple times to see the different scenarios? No one cared. So what I mean, like, they were overly review bombed that game positively for some unknown reason. And of course, they claim that they didn't get paid for it. But it's just such an odd situation. All of a sudden, all mainstream games media agreed collectively Deathloop was a great game when everyone else playing it is like, what are you talking about? It's very weird. So, and you know, the other things too, you know, games like Guardians of the Galaxy, a shocking hit, a game that shockingly was way better than all the things had said it would be, and that didn't get any kind of attention here. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems to me like you could have taken off Deathloop, you could have taken off Ratchet and Clank, you could have definitely found two much better games to put on this list. So again, how did they get nominated? Is maybe, I hate to say it, I think Jeff Keighley really needs to rethink how he's doing this, but he gets these insiders in the industry to nominate the games, and they're not the games that are the best games. They're just not. I think what it is sadly, he has become, and by the way, I like the guy. I think that he does a great job. He's a hard worker, and he does a lot for the games industry. He does. But I almost feel like Jeff has become so buddy-buddy with people who are on the insiders of the game industry that it's hard for him to see big picture on the outside. Admittedly, though, he's the kind of guy that, like, as soon as this list hit the internet, he said, all right, I want your real feedback. What do you feel is what got snubbed? What do you feel should have been here that's not here? And what games do you feel are in this list that don't deserve it? He actually actively takes feedback, which is exactly what he should be doing. And I feel that over time, maybe things will get better for these Game Awards, since it seems like he actively is trying to make it better every year. But admittedly, I look at this and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, some of these just, I don't know, man. Really, like, why? Why some of these nominations? Okay? Here's the other thing, too. And this is the other thing that gets me about the Game Awards. I say this every year. I'll say it again. The Game Awards are held the first week of December. Okay? The first week of December. Wait a minute. That's not the end of 2021 yet. How can you have a Game Awards for a year that's not over? Right? Because let's be honest here, there's more games coming out. Halo Infinite is coming out at the time of the Game Awards. So right now we know the multiplayer of Halo Infinite is really good, right? The campaign could be great. Halo Infinite very well could be a nomination, or maybe even Game of the Year. It could be, from the quality that we just saw in that multiplayer. It could be Game of the Year, but because the Game Awards take place the first week of December, it's not eligible. And you know what Jeff will say is, oh, well, it's eligible for next year. Next year, who the fuck is going to be thinking about Halo Infinite as Game of the Year a year after it came out? Right? It's a flawed system. These Game Awards should literally be the first week of January. I don't know why they're not. I would like to hear a legitimate explanation as to why he holds these in early December when the year's not over yet. It just makes logical sense to fucking hold it in January. But he doesn't do it, and every year there's problems in this regard, where a game gets forgotten, or a game gets snubbed, or a game gets swept under the rug because it came out near the end of the year, and it's not eligible. Oh. Okay. Whatever you say. Okay. So that's the Game Awards, guys. I mean, it's up to you guys to, you know, if you agree or you disagree. I think that some of those nominations are great. I'm shocked that Resident Evil Village and Psychonauts 2 got in. Those are two I completely agree with, but it seems like there's just not a consensus of belief that those games should be Game of the Year nominees. What's funny about that is that I did not think that he would make it in, and I thought that they would be snubbed, even though they deserve it, yet they're in there. But at the same time, there's games in there, it's like, why the fuck is Ratchet and Clank in there? I don't know, man. Okay. Time for shout-outs, my friends. Let's do shout-outs, all right? We start off the shout-outs today with Chicken Man, who did a $2 super chat. He says, why not just try a 10-hour trial of Battlefield for free? I don't have time. Being honest, I just don't have time. I'm already backlogged in all the shit that I'm doing. If I already have a superb first-person shooter multiplayer game that I love and I want to play more, why take time away to play Battlefield? I mean it. Like, why? Why wait? It feels like a waste. If we feel like I'm taking away time from playing a game I know I'm going to like because I've played it already, to play another game that everyone's reporting isn't that good. So what's the point? I'm just being honest. Dr. Nate, the Great, says, or did a super chat. He says, you should give thanks to supporters and play Halo with members. Likely I will. Likely, what we will end up doing is, you know, once things calm down a bit, because right now it's crazy. And I would be surprised if I even get to play Halo more than once a week at this point, because I'm so busy with everything I'm doing. Once things start to wind down, I will probably start doing sessions like that, where we'll have you join as a member on the channel, you know, you have a chance to get on my Xbox friends list and join me for some members-only sessions at Halo and stuff like that. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're not even near there. I got to get through some of the stuff I'm doing before I can even start planning that stuff. St. Walker did a super chat and says, when are you going to play Battlefield? I already answered that question. And Babu Chan did a super chat. So let's get, actually Babu is the latest super chatter, so let's get them up on the leaderboard. Okay. Very nice. Is it cross-platform with PC? Halo? Yeah. For one to understand, Halo Infinite is, however, here's the problem with that. I don't think you can invite people across platform. Like, for example, let's say I have it on Xbox Series X and you have it on PC. I don't know how to invite you. You'd have to be on my Xbox friends list. How do I, you know what I mean? I don't even know how I would do that. I don't know how I would pull that off. Unless there's a system to do it. I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet. But we'd have to look into that ourselves. Okay? All right. Now we're going to move on to tips. And again, guys, I want to reiterate today, guys, please, I really need help with tips today and tomorrow. It would be great if we could be hitting the tips goals, at least for a few of these streams coming up. I really, really, really need the help. Make no bones about it. I'm not over-exaggerating. I need support these next few days. So if you could, please tip me if you can. All right? We start off today with Dude in Tokyo, who tipped me $7.05. And he says, hello from Tokyo. That's the first time that I'm catching your stream live. I watch your videos mainly on demand. It's 4 a.m. here, but I wanted to drop some tips for you. Thank you, Dude in Tokyo. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for swinging by and supporting the stream. FYI, I appreciate anyone who watches, whether you're on demand, whether you're watching live, okay? Thank you for that. I guess it's a good opportunity to reiterate. I'm playing GTA right now. I'm playing Guardians. I'm playing Forza. All those games have licensed music that I'm making no money on the YouTube videos because of it. And thank you, Dude in Tokyo, someone who watches primarily on demand, for swinging by and supporting the streams. I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the content. Remember, when you're watching those videos on demand, you can like them, and now you can leave comments. People are shocked. Every day now, people are leaving comments. They're like, I can leave a comment on this video? Huh? And then some people are like, why are there only 3 comments on the video? Because people don't realize they can leave comments. I keep telling you, it's going to take a while for people to understand that now you can leave comments on the videos. It is. It's going to take months till people get that in their heads. Oh, I can leave comments on Phil's videos again? Yes. That's why there's so few comments, because people don't realize it. They're like, huh? But now I've noticed some people are starting to become regulars. They're leaving comments regularly on the videos, which is good. We get people back into the swing of things. Oh, I like this video. I like it. I'll leave a comment. We get that community feeling going on the videos again. Okay? Cool. So DX says there's an Xbox app on PC. Oh, so I guess there's an app on PC where you can be part of Xbox Live that way, I guess. I guess. Rob on Wheels is here. He's tipped me $10. He says, dog report item. Rob on Wheels has tipped $10. That is Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's actually a running joke right now in the game, that Drax is saying, dog report item, as he reports stuff. So thank you very much, Rob on Wheels, for the $10 tip. I appreciate that. And yet, I want to play more Guardians. I just don't know if I could do it tomorrow or Friday. We'll see. Thank you, Rob. I'm also enjoying the Guardians playthrough, by the way. Chicken Man has tipped me $1.50. Says, you forgot to talk about how Activision workers walked out all over the company today due to the news and are taking their opinion onto Twitter. Oh, yeah, I didn't forget to talk about it. It's obvious. It's common sense that it's happening. It's actually developing story. So we'll find out more, I guess. Thank you for the tip. Anso Kamaru tipped $1.50. Says, I'm so disconnected from the mainstream common gamer. My game of the year would be Shin Megami Tensei 5, Atelier Ryza 2, Streets of Rage 4 DLCs. DLC isn't usually Game of the Year nominee, but I'm just saying. Knockout City and Deltarune Chapter 2. Honorable mention to Scarlet Nexus as well. Game of the Year is a popularity contest. The thing is, these days, there are so many game releases. It's not like it used to be. Back in the day, it was like, even I say back in the day, even 10 years ago, it was easy to tell what games would be Game of the Year contenders, because you would always have like 5 to 10 really hyped AAA releases in one year, right? In 2011, right? You'd probably think on one, Skyrim, oh my God, right? Like Skyrim was a shoo-in for Game of the Year for many people. That's what I mean. Like, it's different today. Today you've got all these games. A lot of these are hyped, but you don't get that feeling like that's going to be the Game of the Year anymore. And a lot of these games that get most of the hype and marketing end up not being so good. It's different now. It really is. It's a different situation where it's almost like a lot of the games that don't get that mainstream attention are the best games of the year. Excuse me, I would agree with Anso Kamaru on this one, that some of the games he mentioned there, I bet are outstanding. I bet Shin Megami Tensei 5 is great, you know. Deltarune Chapter 2 is probably really good. I didn't play it, but it's probably really good too. And that's what I mean. Like, for some people, those could be your favorite games. And, you know, the fact that they get overlooked, that's the other thing that gets me. That's really what irks me about fucking games like Deathloop. Deathloop is nominated for Game of the Year. Deathloop? All right. What the fuck was so good about Deathloop? I really want to know why the mainstream gaming media just cradled the balls of Deathloop, right? Why is Cole's balls so cradled? I don't understand it. The guy's got like a fucking golden hammock on his testicles. What is happening with this game that people are kissing its ass so much? Most people who played it were like, meh. And the media's like, oh, Deathloop, oh. What game did they play? I just don't understand it. There's so many games that could deserve or benefit from getting a nomination for Game of the Year, and Deathloop gets it instead. I don't know, man. Chocoboko tipped me $1.50. He says, I'll never be a fan of the VGAs anyways. Last year, The Last of Us 2 got Game of the Year. Yes, we know all about that. He says, most people felt Ghost of Tsushima would have won. It's not most people felt. Most people 100% agree that Ghost of Tsushima was the best game last year. They had a viewer's choice poll, and the viewers overwhelmingly chose Ghost of Tsushima as Game of the Year. It was the gaming media that collectively agreed that The Last of Us 2 was Game of the Year, but the common gamer liked Ghost of Tsushima better. It's just true. What ended up happening was, and we talked about this, I'm not going to get into detail and go on a rant. Last year, there was a social media movement and a social justice movement that if you buy The Last of Us 2 and play it and say it's good, you're part of a good, feel-good movement. You're sticking it to people who are bigots. You're sticking it to people who are trolls. You're sticking it to the bad people on the internet if you play The Last of Us 2 and say it's great. So people jumped on the bandwagon. And that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Neil Druckmann went that way, because he definitely could have sat on the laurels of his game, because the game was a good game. I really liked Last of Us 2 for its gameplay elements, graphics, and things like that. I really felt the only bad part was the story. But instead, he turned it into a witch hunt against trolls on the internet. You have to buy my game, play it, and kiss its butt to stick it to the trolls. And literally, because of that, a media movement started that made it Game of the Year, even though so many other games I felt deserved it over that game. But, you know, it was basically a really fucked up way to go about it. It was dishonest, it was immoral, but that's Neil Druckmann in a nutshell at this point. So, what else can I say? I talked about it enough last year. We don't need to get into that rant again. All right. Excuse me. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the shout-outs. Thank you. Let's play Grand Theft Auto. What do you think? Should we do it? Should we play some games today? Thank you for the support, by the way. Really appreciate the support up here. I hope you guys have been enjoying the daily wrap. Feedback on the video seems to be positive. You guys like to watch the daily wrap. If you don't want to watch pre-stream and stuff like that, people have been enjoying it. I'm going to keep doing it as long as there's something to talk about. And it seems like you guys like it, right? So that's cool. All right, you guys ready? Let's do it.